Hello there. Okay, so hopefully this is all synced up okay. I am Cliffsky. I'm the programmer and one of the designers behind this game, Democracy 3 Africa, and this is my second kind of in-development playthrough of it. Hopefully it's a lot more balanced now, so we're just going to see what happens really. And the country I picked earlier was South Africa, which I quite like because it's kind of the same population as the UK where I'm from. So actually not doing too badly really. Their literacy 94%. Life expectancy 49 years. That kind of sucks. Anyway, we'll see what happens. We'll go with all the defaults. Right then, the country is a complete car crash. Popularity is 0. And obviously all these red things are things we want to be dealing with. Some of them will be familiar, like street gangs, if you've played the original Democracy 3. Some of them will not. Religious persecution. So that should be an easy one to deal with, methinks. Racial tension is the primary cause, and it is through the roof. So the first thing I'm going to do is put in place citizenship tests. Not popular with everyone, but they're very good at reducing racial tension. Going to do that, and crumbs, I have no more political capital. Okay, let's just skip ahead. Ban alcohol ads. I actually am going to ban them because we have a problem there with alcohol abuse. So in fact I'm going to make it minimum age 21 for alcohol. Probably not the most important thing you might think if you're in charge of South Africa. So we have other problems here. Not least vigilante mobs. Well, there's lots of ways to deal with this, but I think if we go full on fascist state, don't access torture use, you see. Unfortunately I don't have. Well, let's do this. Let's get that done. We don't have enough political capital to do everything that we'd like. So still nobody likes us. See, the economy is really bad, and generally you fix the economy, you fix a lot of things. Now corruption is a new thing. What can we do about corruption? There is a very interesting policy actually here. There's an anti-corruption agency. Open plan government offices, which I love because it's one of those sort of nudge things where you just make it slightly harder to be corrupt. Some of obviously the corrupt state employees won't like that, but that's fine. So there was another thing, wasn't there? There was an anti-corruption agency cracking down on corruption. So I have 10 left. Everybody hates me. The religious really hate me. Look at that. Sexuality discrimination. They don't like equality, do they? These religious types. I'm actually going to do nothing about that, shockingly, at the moment. Liberals aren't going to like me with my sort of armed police kind of setup. It's a matter of deciding who I want as allies. So we do actually have a surplus. This is interesting. Not a phenomena we're used to in the UK, but we do actually have a budget surplus and fairly low debt to GDP ratios, so I can spend some money. So what I'm going to do is food stamps. because it's a good anti-poverty measure. And with what's spare, family planning is also going to be I'm going to upset the religious people even more with that. I hadn't thought about that. But that's tough. Deal with it. Get with the program. So, debt protection. We kind of need GDP to be boosting, so we can't worry too much. So, crime. Street gangs. And I haven't really gone far enough in my crackdown on all things. So, let's... I don't think I'm going to actually go for torture. That'd be a bit much, don't you think? We want sort of stuff on this CCTV cameras almost everywhere, combined with police drones. That should give these rioters something to think about. We still are. Voting intentions. 0.1% of the population love us. Nobody loves us enough to join the party yet. So, does anyone want to kill us? Not yet. That's always a good sign. So, a Nobel Peace Prize. You would think that, you know, that would lead to a huge boost in polls, but no. Not a little bit. Not most people don't seem to care. Although actually things are getting better. Trade unionists unhappy. So, yeah, this is interesting. The whole kind of distribution of power business, I think. Bit of a boost to democracy. We like democracy. So that's going to make them happy. What else do we have down here? Nationalisation. I'm trying to straddle that debate so as not to upset capitalists. Actually, how is corruption doing? It must be... Yes! This is an interesting thing, actually, that I noticed that if I... Oh, no, not that. Got enough armed police. Can never have enough armed police. We don't have much in the way of intelligence services, so we kind of get foreign intelligence sticking their nose in. It's also good for fighting crime. The Liberals are just going to have to deal with it. Because I've got a budget surplus. I was going to say, I'll just throw them some art subsidies and the Liberals will be happy. It's like the cynicism, Sam. Stop and search. Well, we do have a lot of crime. You know. Everything's going our way. How's our popularity? Look at that, rocketing up. Still no one joined the party. It's just unbelievable. What do these people want? So, I think the problem is still that the economy is a little bit shit. Uncompetitive. And also we have a pollution problem. Because actually environmentalists don't like us at all, and there's a lot of them. So, let's make this quarter the quarter of making environmentalists happy. It also makes me happy. So, fuel efficiency. Actually, we could subsidise stuff. We have a budget surplus. It's like 2 billion on clean fuels. We have a huge... So I'm going to go spending crazy. Some sort of... technology colleges. Technology colleges are good. And... Oh, I ran out of political capital. Bar. Okay, this should be interesting. Oh. So my own people, the environmentalists, are threatening me. So an interesting new thing here, in that we have a stock exchange suddenly, which has come about as a result of stability. So basically, if you have too much crime, too much poverty and stuff like that, the situation of your country is unstable and certain things are not available to you, such as a functioning stock market. And we've overcome that now. So we have a stock exchange. Socialists don't like it, obviously. And that will bring in foreign investment and it will boost GDP and just excellent. Street gangs have been gunned down. This is interesting in that a foreign entity wants to build a national monument. And, you know, is that a thing that happens? But then, Statue of Liberty. So, you know, would we be offended by that? I imagine that would upset patriots. I'm going to accept the offer. It's rude to turn that down, isn't it? Quite a few people want to kill me. The Moral Crusade. See, I think this is because we have drunken people throwing up on our streets, which frankly I also dislike. I'm going to go wishy-washy liberal and have community policing to try and sort that out, because that's good at sorting that out. And how bad's poverty? Because we could always put up the price of booze, couldn't we? Let's do that. So we still have buckets of money. Doesn't sound likely, does it? But I guess everything, all that infrastructure and everything, isn't all that. Education's not all that. Yeah, stability. We have a stable society now. That's good. That's good. But we still have foreign interference. I think if we have a bigger military, yeah, because look, we got a reservist military. That'll also be good for reducing unemployment. Just give unemployed people guns. Nothing can go wrong. So what I'm thinking is we should actually look at that 42% income tax. I do not think this is the optimum rate. I am going to reduce it to 35. I'll reduce it to 30. I have become Nigel Lawson, trying to cut taxes to stimulate the economy. Okay. Oh. And again, there's a lot of new stuff here. I mean, religious condemnation we're not surprised by, and that was in the original game. The law courts backlog, which we had and was leading to corruption, because we had so much crime, you know, we don't have that anymore. And residential credit facilities, so basically people can use credit cards now, which you sort of, we in the West would probably, I say we in the West, would probably say, oh, well, is that a good thing? You know, credit, you know, people get into debt, and indeed, you know, an increase in poverty, but also an increase in GDP, because actually being able to borrow to invest is a good thing. Depends what you do with it. I mean, it looks like most of my citizens spend it on drink. So, well, let's just tax them more just to make sure that's not the case. Things are not going too badly by some measures compared to the last playthrough, but of course still nobody wants to vote. Drastic measures are needed because nobody wants to vote for me, although I am winning the argument slightly. These bloody liberals. Right, build an opera house, have that will keep you happy. What I want is stuff that pleases the liberals but doesn't upset anyone else, which is, I reckon, it's terrible to say I'm doing this just to please liberals, but obviously that's a good thing. Youth Club Food Standards Agents. A Gender Discrimination Act, that's a good thing. Also, Liberals happy, yay. Intellectual property rights, well, as a game developer, I don't care what impact it has, I'm doing it. Religious plot. There's always someone unhappy in there. And they shouldn't be, because there's less religious persecution now. Squatters' rights. I'm going to evict the squatters, because poverty's not that bad. And, oh god. How does this paint me? Vigilante mobs, sorted. Race riots, sorted. I'm slightly worried about these religious extreme. Oh my god. And the Revolutionary Army. Socialists. How's the party? Empty. How's the popularity? Shit. Trouble is, it takes ages to fix the environment. That's the problem. This is what I keep telling people. So, I am going to do a load of minor things that will immediately cheer up the environmentalists. Microgeneration grants, yay. We have a huge surplus. Partly, I think if I cut taxes, I could cut 200 billion off taxes. Income tax. It brings. I'm going to cut income tax in half. Drastic measures. Drastic measures. And I'm still going to have money left over for phenomenal wind farms. Or depending, I forgot what country we play now. Probably solar farms. Okay. Antisocial behaviour sorted. Nobody can afford to get that drunk. Environmentalists tried to kill me, but were gunned down. Excellent. Well, you know, not really, but a general strike. I mean, Jesus. Don't these people know I'm trying to help? So, popularity is shit. The trouble is, nobody really likes me. Ethnic minorities have actually declined massively. It's because of those citizen tests. I've sat on the fence everywhere. That's my problem. We need to make some people happy. I'm going to make parents happy because with this money I can have subsidised school buses, which is a good thing, and also childcare provision, which reduces unemployment. I give everyone a job as a childcarer. Genius. Environmentalists, what upsets them? Why is pollution so bad? Because the environment is clearly screwed. Who can I blame for that? It's basically a lot of car usage. There's some bus subsidies. Let's have some buses going on. Buses are far greener. So, oh, fuck it. Well, there you go. You know, you try and do the right thing. I thought they were sort of won over, really. But, yeah, don't annoy religious extremists unless you've gone full fascist state and surrounded yourself with reliable people with guns. I think that's the lesson I've learned. I think we've all learned that. Anyway, this is Democracy 3 Africa. It's my second playthrough of the work in progress. It's not balanced yet, but it's getting more and more balanced every day. And I'll do another one of these videos next week, and hopefully I might actually win an election. You never know.